Hello, welcome. It is time for our Tuesday live stream. Every single Tuesday, I go live to talk to you about a different element of freelancing, building your own at home business. And I'm so excited to chat with you today. We're going to be talking all about tools, the must have tools that you need for your virtual assistant business. So, we're going to dive in. I'm going to share behind the scenes of some of the tools that I know and love, and the ones, honestly, that I recommend to people who are just starting out with virtual assistants or just starting out with their freelancing business. So, this is going to be really, really jam packed, and I'm super, super excited that you are here joining me for today's live stream. As a reminder, we go live every single Tuesday. So this live stream goes not only on our Facebook page, but also in our VA Savvies community. This community, guys, is about to hit 90,000. And it just blows my mind because I remember the day that we started it and I never imagined that it would grow into what it is today. The most supportive community on the internet if you are wanting to become a virtual assistant. So if you're not already a part of the community, make sure that you join. We would love to have you over there. Again, these live streams are there every single Tuesday, and they're also over on our YouTube channel. So if you're not already on the YouTube channel, all of the live streams that we've done in the past are there. You can go back and binge watch them. We also release a new video every single week. This past week, we talked all about Canva, and I gave you some awesome Canva hacks. So make sure you check out our most recent videos. Hey, everybody, how is your week going so far? It's so fun to see everybody joining live every single week. And thank you guys. I am testing out new equipment today. So we got a brand new webcam, some new lighting. So testing some new fun things out. So I hope you enjoy that. And I keep hitting my microphone. So you're gonna have to watch out as I get used to it. But awesome. So let's do this, guys. I know that you guys are here for the goods. We're gonna be talking about the types of tools that you need to run your business. And specifically, I'm going to go over 6 different types of tools that are necessary if you want to run a successful virtual assistant or freelancing business. And so we're going to be diving into that, and then we'll end with a special Q&A time. So as we're going along, my team is in the chat as well, so you can ask questions in the chat, whether you're joining us, over in the Facebook group or over on YouTube. We are there to answer your questions. And then at the very end, we'll go through and I will try to answer as many questions as I can as well. Let's do this. I want to start off by asking, and let me know in the comment, what is like your current tech obsession? Like, what piece of tech are you just loving right now? Have you discovered a new invoicing tool or a new project management tool, a new social media tool? Is there something that you're just really, really obsessed with right now? I want to know. Let us know in the comments. Let's all learn from one another what it is that we are currently diving into, because a tool that you suggest may help somebody else. And that's what we're all about. All right. I see you guys going ahead and starting to drop those in the comments. Yay, keep them coming. Notion, Trello, so good. All right. So I'm going to be sharing with you my top tools. So let me start off with this. In the beginning, whenever you are first starting a virtual assistant business, it can be really, really overwhelming. And I want to put it out there, because if you're starting to feel that way, if you're getting like this tech overwhelm, know that you're not alone. Know that it is perfectly normal, because in reality, there is so much tech out there, and it feels like I know that I feel this way sometimes, and other people do as well, is that there is this pressure to need to know it all. And I want to go ahead and relieve you from that pressure, because like it or not, it's actually impossible to know all of the tech, right? You're not going to know all the tech. You're not going to learn every single piece of tech. And just if you did get to know it all, it would all change overnight anyways, right? Tech is ever evolving, ever changing. There's new tech coming out all the time. So it's okay to feel like you don't know it all because you probably never will. The important thing is to make sure that you have your bases covered to run your business successfully. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to dive into what type of project management tech is out there, what type of invoicing software, all of the different areas that you need covered in your business. Then, once you feel like you have those areas covered, that's when I feel like it's okay to be like, all right, now let me start creeping in and seeing if there's anything else, right? Let me ask for suggestions or go through this list as you guys are all commenting and saying your favorite piece of tech. Let me check out what is out there. Because the trap that I see people fall into a lot is they discover a new piece of tech and it's like, oh, this is the thing that's going to change everything. And then we spend all this time and energy learning this new tech, switching over things, right? It's like, oh, I've been on WordPress, but man, I really should switch my website to Squarespace. And we spend 2 months switching our website to Squarespace when in reality, you should have just been marketing, right? Like if you don't have a full client base, then I really suggest that you don't go beyond your current tech stack. Like you need the things, right? You need your invoicing software and all the things we're going to talk about today. But this, like, I'm going to switch to this new thing and this new thing, and I'm going to learn this new thing. If you don't have current clients, right? If you don't have your business running and like a good steady stream of clients, I really discourage you from switching to new tech all of the time. Okay. So I just felt like I had to put that disclaimer in there, honestly, just because I know myself and I know that you guys are like me, that it's really easy to go down these different rabbit paths whenever in reality, it's like, okay, let me just get my solid tech stack and then focus on getting clients, right? Yes. Okay. So I just had to throw that out there. If you're interested in learning how to get more clients, we do have a free webinar on it, thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO. That stands for Become a Booked Out Virtual Assistant. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. I love it, love it, love it. There's so many things I want to learn. I'm kind of in overload right now. Yes, exactly. And that's what we don't want. So let's break down the essentials, okay? Because I feel like that is what is most important for us. It's like, what do I absolutely need? And then I don't need to worry about the rest, okay? So, the number one thing that I would start with, if I was just starting my VA business from scratch, I would start with a really solid project management tool. Okay. Now, what is a project management tool? This is how you are going to organize your day to day tasks. This is how you're going to organize your client tasks, right? And so there's tons of different software out there that can help you to do this. So I'm going to share with you two of my favorites. And let me just go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here for a lot of these. So my very first one is Trello. Do we have any Trello users in the house? I saw somebody posting that Trello is one of their favorites. So Trello is absolutely, it's amazing. If you've never used a project management software, I would recommend starting with Trello. There are more robust systems out there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I feel like, especially if you're not super techie, Trello is just so easy. It's drag and drop. We still use, I use like a more advanced system for business tasks now, but for my personal tasks, I still just use Trello, right? For like some of those simpler tasks, because it's just so easy to do. So you can create columns, to-do lists, attachments, videos. You can do like different conditions. Like if this happens in this, you can integrate it with a calendar. There's so much that you can do. You can add on a team, right? So I'm a really big fan of Trello. How many Trello users do we have here? Okay. And again, this is something that you could have a board for. So this would be considered a board. You could have a different board for every client, and you share that board with your client and you guys interact with it together, right? So it's really a great tool that I'd recommend. Okay, so again, we're talking about project management tools. Another tool that I would recommend is ClickUp. Okay, so ClickUp is, we are obsessed with it over the Virtual Savvy. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of resistance when I switched from Trello to ClickUp, because it seemed like it was so much. And in reality, it is. Like there is a steeper learning curve for ClickUp, but once you're used to it, it is a lot more robust, right? So it has so much that you can do. I mean, managing tasks, obviously, like you can inside of Trello, but there's also chats, goals. You can create dashboards, which I think is really amazing. There's all these different views that you can do as well. So you can see kind of all the things happening here, right? There's so much that you can do, and it's just a lot more intuitive, and it can link up with a lot of different software as well. So ClickUp is another one, and there's other ones out there. Okay, and I'm only featuring two. There's Basecamp. There's Asana, right? Some people really love Asana, ASANA. So find the project management tool that works for you. And that's something that I will note just kind of in general as we're talking about these different types of software. I don't believe there's one right answer, right? It's not that everyone should use ClickUp, right? Now, some of you guys do, you're diehard ClickUp fans, and you're like, everyone should use this. But the reality is that the way my brain works isn't the same as the way your brain works, right? Isn't the same as the way somebody else's brain works. So I'm a really big fan of just trying them out, right? So, okay, I need to pick a project management tool. Let me kind of try out the different options, the ones that are the most popular, right? And see which one works for me. And there will be one that kind of sticks out. You're like, oh my gosh, I just get this. This is the way my brain works. And that's the tool that you should go with. Okay. Yes. Are we good? Let's move on. So, the number one is that you should choose a project management tool. Secondly, if you want to make money in your business, you need an invoicing tool, right? You need a way for your clients to pay you. You're not having them send checks in the mail, right? It's like, this is not 1994. We are going to want an online invoicing tool. So, there's a ton of different options out there. When I first started out, I literally just used like PayPal, but I do recommend going with an actual like online invoicing software. A really great one that I usually suggest to people when they're just starting out and they're not wanting to invest in a lot of fancy software. You're like, just give me the basics, Abby. One that I really recommend is Wave Apps. So let me go ahead and share that with you. Waveapps.com. So I really like Wave because it's kind of like your bookkeeping and invoicing software all in one. And it's really easy to use. You can set up reoccurring payments. So if you want to charge a client $300 every month, you can set that up to auto send out. You can set it up to auto remind them if they haven't paid an invoice, right? And so, all your invoices look really nice that get sent to them via email. So I'm a really big fan of Wave Apps, and it's essentially free. I mean, any kind of invoicing software is going to have some sort of a processing fee. That's how they make money, right? But as far as the nuts and bolts of like just paying a monthly amount, that you're not going to get that on Wave Apps. So I think that is really nice. And so it's one of the tools that I recommend. And then the other two that I would recommend would be Dubsado as one, and the other one would be Honeybook. Okay. So both with Dubsado and Honeybook, they again, it's one of those that I feel like you should try each one of them out. Dubsado and Honeybook are really awesome in the sense that they are all in one tools, right? So a lot of the things we're talking about as far as project management, calendar scheduling, invoicing, contracts, all of that, these are kind of all in one solutions, right? And so for some of us, we kind of like the different features of a lot of different tools. And so you'll want to, okay, I want to use Wave Apps for this. I really want to use Trello for this. I really want to use, these different tools and kind of put them all together to create my tech stack. And for some of us, we're like, nope, I just want an easy all-in-one solution. So Dubsado is one of my favorites. This is the one that I would say the majority of, how many of you guys use either Dubsado or Honeybook? Let me know in the comments which one if you do. They're really awesome. Again, it's invoicing. It is, you can create workflows, reoccurring payments, emails, your whole onboarding system. You can sign contracts. You can do a lot inside of here. So I'm a really big fan of it. Here's the pricing for it, right? So it is a cost. And that's one of the things that I tell people is that, hey, if you're just starting out and you don't want to add reoccurring costs to to your business, then maybe wait on doing more advanced all-in-one software, but it is a really great option. And again, here, let's scroll through Honeybook real quick. Very similar, right? You've got your projects, invoices, tasks, you can do reporting, calendar, all of that right here. So it's that all in one solution. Okay, so, and what's really great is that you can do a free trial as well. So you can test these out, try them, see which one you like. All right, that is, I want to jump to the comments real quick and see what you guys are saying about these different softwares and which ones you like. Um, Dubsado, 17 Hats. Yeah, that's another one. And I didn't even mention it here, but it's kind of a another one of those all-in-one, and it does invoicing as well. Another invoicing tool is called FreshBooks. And I didn't put that one on here either, but FreshBooks is what I used when I was just starting out in the VA business, and it handled all of like my invoicing as well. So again, there's so many different type of tech. That's why I love you guys. Saying your favorites. Honeybook, Dubsado. Feel like we could do like a war, like a Honeybook versus Dubsado war. All right, let's keep going. Are you guys liking this? Yes, give me some thumbs ups, hearts, whatever platform you're on in the comments to let me know if you're enjoying this. Okay. Um, so you need number one, a project management tool. Number two, you need an invoicing tool. Next, I would highly suggest having a calendar scheduler, right? So again, Dubsado and Honeybook have this natively put in there, but there's other software out there that you can do that only does this, right? And I'll share with those with you in a minute. So why do you need a calendar scheduler? Okay, so you don't want this whole back and forth, back and forth. Okay, I'm available next Wednesday and Thursday. Cool, I'm available Thursday at 3. Ooh, actually, I'm not available Thursday at 3. I'm available Thursday at 2, right? Like this whole back and forth, back and forth. That's not what you want. What you want is a simple way to be able to say, hey, book a call with me. Even this can be automated, right? You can put this into your onboarding where it's like, let's set up your first onboarding call. And they have a special link ready for you to, or you have a special link ready for them to book a call with you because you want to be booking those discovery calls. So you need a calendar scheduler. Again, I use Calendly. That is my favorite. It's really, really simple to use. It integrates with my Google Calendar, which I use for everything, right? And so it knows not to schedule a meeting when I already have something on the books, right? And so that is why I am a huge fan of Calendly. It can also do auto reminders, follow-ups, it invites them and it puts it on their calendar, right? So really, really intuitive and easy to use. Calendly is a really, really great piece of software. And similar to it is Acuity. So Acuity is, again, it's very similar to Calendly, and some people love it. I haven't used Acuity. For me, I just, I tried both of them out. And again, that's what I suggest you do. Try both of them out and see which one that you prefer. And for me, I was more team Calendly. All right. So, what else do you need? You need digital contract software. All right. So, you want to be able to sign contracts digitally. We're not sending PDFs over to have them print and sign and then scan and then send back to you, right? That's not what we're doing. We want really, really easy. We want those contracts signed and those invoices paid as fast as possible. So, there are two different pieces of software that I recommend when it comes to digital contracts. And they're really, really easy to use. One is called HelloSign. That's this one that you see right here. Again, it is it's really, really easy. And you can even do so many for free, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can sign up for free. So I really, really like HelloSign. Another one is DocuSign. They're very similar. Okay. Like very, very similar. So check those two out. If you're not already sending digital contracts, you should be. And I'm sure you've signed a digital contract by now. Most of us have. And so those are the two that I recommend. But again, Dubsado, Honeybook have digital contract signing built into the software as well. So, another reason to potentially go with an all-in-one tool. All right. So, what all have we covered so far? We have covered project management tool. Do you have one? Do you have one in mind? Let me know. An invoicing tool is number two. Number three, you need a calendar scheduler. Number four, you need a digital contract software of some kind. Number five, a website. Let me go off on a little website rant real quick. Is that okay? Can I do a website rant? Yes. Okay. So, if you guys have been following me for any amount of time, you know that I am a huge fan of you guys having websites. I'm a huge fan of you having beautiful websites that attract your ideal clients. However, I am a fan of you telling the world about your business and getting your services out there into the world before you have a website. I'm actually a fan of you signing your first client before you create your website. Why is that? My goal for you guys is to make, I always say, I believe that virtual assistants is the fastest way to make money online. I believe it so much. And the reason why it is that you don't have to have a lot set up in order to start taking clients, right? We have literally had so many students inside of our programs that have like completely sold out their services without a website, right? So, yes, a website is 100% important. I think that every business should have a website, but I would suggest putting it on your to-do list in your project management software. I would suggest putting it on your to-do list after you have gotten your first client, right? And there's so many ways, again, there's so many ways to get clients without a website. And this live stream is not about marketing, but we do have an entire free training all about marketing, how to get clients in your business, how to sell out your services, and none of them require a website. Okay. So I just want to throw that out there as do you guys like my rants? Yes. Are we okay with them? So, but I do suggest once you're ready for a website to build it really, really well. And there's really two platforms that I recommend. One would be Squarespace, right? Do any of you guys have your website on Squarespace? Squarespace is super easy to use. They have templates, drag and drop options. It's insane how easy it is to create a website now. I'm really, really grateful for these types of tools that have made it more and more accessible. You can see they have like these different services templates, and you can go through and select different areas. I'm just browsing. Okay. I love these, right? Um, all these different beautiful, beautiful websites that you can create, right? In this template. So you just go in there, you swap out the pictures, swap out the wording, and you've got a website. Pretty cool. Um, and then the next would be WordPress, right? So some people are like, nope, I'm not a Squarespace fan. If that is you, I would definitely, check out WordPress. It is a little bit more tech heavy. So you'll need to I would say again, the learning curve. It's kind of like the ClickUp Trello debacle. Is Trello is easier, ClickUp is more robust. Same thing with Squarespace versus WordPress. Squarespace is easier. WordPress is more robust. So you can literally do anything inside of WordPress, and even getting into like custom coding and things like that, but you don't have to, right? And I think that sometimes we feel like, oh, it's going to be really overwhelming if I go with WordPress, but there are tools out there that can help you build a website in WordPress without knowing any code, right? One of those tools is Elementor. Elementor is really, really nice. And you can see it's very similar to kind of that Squarespace interface where you have the drag and drop options, where you can put in your own text and your photos. You can add sections, right? So I do really, really like Elementor as well as Beaver Builder. So Beaver Builder is another one of those that you are going to pay for it, right, on an annual basis, but it is a plugin that you'll put into your website, and then it just makes creating your site that much easier, right? And just know that whether you're going with Squarespace or whether you're going with Beaver Builder or Elementor or any of the other options that are out there, whatever software you decide to use is going to have some tutorials on how to use it and how to use it well. And if you need more extensive knowledge, don't forget that we have a tech training membership as well. So pretty much all of the tech that we've talked about today, we do have tutorials in our Savvy Vault. It's our tech training membership. It's a low monthly fee. You can come in, take the courses you need, get out when you don't need them anymore. And we had a bunch of you guys join. We just did a huge sale. We had a ton of you guys join. So how many of you guys are new Savvy Vault members? Yes? Let me know in the comments if you're a current Savvy Vault member, because we had a ton of people join us this past week. I think over 100 people join Savvy Vault. So that brings us up to, I don't know, we have a few thousand people in there. So that's what's also cool about it, is that you get this community of people to ask your tech questions to as well. Awesome. Okay. So now that we have that website builder, the last thing that I would recommend that you have are some of these marketing specific tools. So, again, we're not going to cover all the ins and outs of marketing, how to market your business in this live stream. However, I would, recommend that you have a few tools to help you really get out and reach out to clients. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite ones, and then we can go into a Q&A time where if you want to ask more questions specifically about any of these tools that you can, okay? So my favorite marketing, I don't know if I can put these in order, actually. They're not in order. They're just all my favorite ones. Okay. So one of my favorite pieces of marketing software is Loom. How many of you, and I'm calling it marketing software. I don't know if people would, but it's how I use it. So hear me out. How many of you guys are Loom users? Yes. Okay. I absolutely love Loom. Most of you guys will be able to be just fine with the free plan, which is all awesome. I love freemium, meaning that you can use a free version of it, and sometimes you don't even need the paid. So what I love about Loom is that it is screen recording software, right? So you can record your screen, but you can also have your face right there as well. And I feel like this really works well when it comes to marketing your business. So here's how, let me go back up to the top. Here's how one of the ways that I really recommend using Loom for marketing is whenever you are doing a proposal, right? Or you are maybe doing a cold pitch to someone, or maybe even just when you're interacting with your current clients. I'm a really big fan of sharing your screen and having your face in the corner as well. So you're getting that personality. Whenever someone sees your face, I know some of us are like, oh, like I don't want to be on camera. I don't love it. But it's a really tiny picture in the corner. Throw on a hat if your hair is crazy. That's what I do. But like seeing your face causes a connection. People feel connected with your face. And so I would recommend, if you're comfortable doing the face, even if you're not, you can have your picture there and it can just do your voice, which works really well too. But what's great is that you can actually show potential clients your screen and you can walk through their website, or you can walk through your processes, right? You can walk through what you're going to do with them in a visual way that just comes across so much better than email, in my opinion. So you can send the video via email, but rather than just text back and forth, I really, really love using Loom to, record. Even, I mean, I've seen people do this, guys. Here's a really awesome hack for you. Let's say you're interacting in Facebook groups, right? And you're in some entrepreneurial Facebook group and somebody really, really needs help with like, hey, I'm trying to set up my Dubsado. And guess what? You're a Dubsado specialist, right? So rather than just answering their question or being like, hey, we should book a call, like you can record a video walking through their problem, showing, the ins and outs of Dubsado and be like, hey, if you want to connect more, let me know. This is my specialty, right? That person's going to be like, whoa, this person answered my question with a freaking video. Like, that's awesome. That's like so above and beyond. Hey, that's value first, which is what we're all about here at the Virtual Savvy. So Loom is a really, really great tool for that. Another tool that I would recommend if you're not already, and I'm putting it under marketing software, but you guys can decide if that's the best category for it. And that is just Zoom, right? So most of us are hosting discovery calls. Again, it's a way after a client has booked a call with you, whether it's on Acuity or Calendly, it's in your calendar. Where are you going to actually host the call? For most of it's going to be Zoom. Some people use Google Hangouts. There are other softwares out there, but I've just found that Zoom is the best. It's just the easiest to use. It integrates with everything really, really well. So if you want to do, video calls, Zoom is the way to go. All right. Another marketing tool that I'm hoping every single one of you is using is Canva, right? So Canva is the it is the top of the top software that I recommend to people. I feel like when people don't know about Canva and then they find it, it's like their life is forever changed. Unless if you're like a professional graphic designer and then you're like, "Oh, Canva." But if you're not a professional graphic designer like me, then Canva is game changing. And so, yes, you can create presentations, you can create Instagram posts, you can create logos, you can create reports, you can create ebooks, you can create flyers, you can create all of the things, right? Facebook ads, you can create little videos. I mean, they've even gotten into like merch now where you can create business cards and t-shirts and so much. You can screen record on here. So if you want to do like a pre-recorded webinar, you could record it, create your slides and record right in the software. So I mean, they do have a free plan and their free plan is really robust. I'm a Canva Pro user. I love it. We probably use Canva every single day. We have professional graphic designers on our team, and we still use Canva literally every single day. So, if that's not a good enough Canva pitch for you, then I don't know what is. You should use it. All right. So, lastly, and this is a newer one that we've started using, but I'm just really intrigued by it, and we're getting a really good response. If you're interested in doing some kind of a cold outreach, I think that there is a way to do cold outreach well. Some people are like, ew, cold outreach, but I think that cold outreach can be done in a way that isn't gross, that it is welcoming. And part of what it is making the time to make it personalized, right? To really dig in and make it valuable to the individual. So, Woodpecker is a way that you can do that, but on a massive scale. Okay. So, it will send out multiple emails to people and automate follow ups. But then there's elements in the outreach emails that you can make personalized. So, for instance, if you're wanting to go on a podcast tour and you're wanting to try to get on a bunch of different podcasts, you can actually upload like 100 podcasts that you're going to reach out to and do the same template email for everyone, but add customizations that it's going to automatically swap it out depending on the person. So it's a really cool tool. We've been using it with really great response. So just a newer tool that I wanted to shout out if you hadn't heard of it already. All right. So those are all of the tools that I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. Going over them again, if you are new and you're like, I need my tech stack. What are the essentials? What do I need? You need a project management tool. You need an invoicing tool. You need some kind of a calendar scheduler. You need a digital contract software. You need a website builder, but maybe after you get your first client. And you need those different marketing tools. I feel like I would be remiss if I did not also mention a new platform that is coming out, and I should have put it under the marketing tools, but it is Hello Savvy. So we are building a new freelancer marketplace. It'll be launching in September. If you're not already on the wait list, make sure that you get onto it. It is going to change the game when it comes to finding jobs for your business. So I am super excited for it. We are putting the finishing touches on it. You're going to be able to create beautiful portfolios. You're going to be able to interact with clients. You're going to be able to apply for job ops right on the site. And we will never take a percentage of your freelancer invoice. So I'm just really excited about it. And I hope that you are too. Make sure that you guys are on the wait list for Hello Savvy. Okay. Do you guys want to do a Q&A time? What questions do you have? What have you learned from this? What's something that you're going to take away? And what questions do you have for me as you continue to run your business that I could be helping you with? Awesome. So excited. How much will it be? So I think you're regarding Hello Savvy. So it is going to be a monthly subscription, and it'll be a very low dollar amount. I think it's going to start out as $12 a month. Don't hold me to that because again, anything could change by September. But I think right now the goal is to launch with a $12 a month subscription for freelancers. Awesome. I'm seeing some really great questions. Okay. So, one of the things I did not mention was email marketing software. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I am a huge fan of building an email list. I think that beginning your email list as early as possible is one of the best things that you can do. However, it's another one of those things that I feel like can cause a distraction in the very beginning. So this would fall into one of those like additional categories that I would recommend finding email marketing software once you have more than one client, right? Like once you actually have like you're making good consistent income in your business, then I would recommend getting into email marketing. It's because it's its own separate beast, right? If you're going to want to start building an email list, you're probably going to need to, develop a freebie, develop some landing pages. You'll want to have your website ready, right? You're going to want to try to think of different marketing sources to run traffic to that freebie. And so that is its own separate beast. And I think that it's the long game. Again, the long game can be more substantial. I'm a huge fan of growing an email list. Our email list is like 150,000 people by now. But I didn't start out with it, right? Like I made sure I had good, consistent income. And then once I had my steady client base, that's when I moved into starting to grow an email list because an email list can serve you for years and years and years and years down the line. So when it does come to email, again, just the ones that you put, ConvertKit, Flowdesk, and MailerLite are literally an active campaign would be the four that I recommend. So if you are at that stage and you are ready for email software, then those would be the four I recommend. The three listed right here, in addition to active campaign. Great question. Thank you. All right. I'm seeing some really good questions. Do I need a business license or can I just start? Such a good question. And it actually brings me to it's not software, but it is a another resource that I'm going to share with you guys. So, when it comes to launching your business and knowing exactly what do I need to do step by step, one of the things that I would recommend is downloading our checklist number one. So we have this free checklist, the virtualsavvy.com/checklist, and it is that step by step. What are all my bases covered? So we're going to say like, make sure you have an invoice software, make sure you have a digital, we're going to actually have a checklist of all those things. But when it comes to the legalities and like the different licenses or different things that you need to know on like a local basis, one of the tools that I really recommend is score.org. Okay. So score.org is a free organization that helps entrepreneurs here in the United States. So you can get a score mentor and this is all free, which I think is amazing. Now, these mentors, just to let you know, are not going to know how to grow a virtual assistant business. So they're not the people to ask about like marketing and pricing and all the things. But when it comes to like local state regulations, do I need a business license? Do I need, right? So we as a virtual savvy can't like keep track with every county in the entire United States to say, here's what licenses you need, because it actually differs from state to state, county to county. So that's why I recommend getting a score mentor to ask those questions too. Okay. Awesome question. That is, again, not necessarily like a tool, but it is a resource that I think everyone should be aware of. So good. All right. Um, we talked about where can we find clients. Again, I totally recommend our BBO webinar. We're not going to dive into everything because this is like its own 90-minute webinar. So we could keep talking forever. But as soon as we're done with this live stream, I recommend that you go check out this Become a Booked Out Virtual Assistant webinar if you're interested in getting more clients for your business. I love it. Oh, time tracking. I didn't even mention time tracking. So Lynette, thank you. Time tracking. So another really great thing. And some of these tools I mentioned, I think I think ClickUp has a time tracker. Dubsado and Honeybook, I think, have time trackers as well. But if you're looking for an independent time tracking tool, I would recommend Toggle, just like Lynette mentioned. So thank you. If you're using Wave Apps and Toggle, is there a way to have them work together? it's always have to be two separate things. So, I mean, essentially, how to have a time tracker and an invoicing software together is going to be that time track, is going to be those all-in-one systems like Honeybook or Dubsado. Okay. But if you're using the separate tools and you're wanting them to work together, what I would recommend is simply downloading reports. So in Toggle, if you're doing time tracking, you can download a PDF, and in that PDF, you can attach that to your invoice, or send make it two separate things. Have your invoices be reoccurring where you don't ever even think about them in Wave apps, and then you just as kind of like a project management thing, send a weekly recap to your clients that includes your downloaded Toggle report, that includes kind of here's the projects I'm working on, here's what I'm going to be working on next week, any questions, kind of that connection point on a weekly basis. Guys, there's no amount of over communication that you can have with your clients. I recommend send reports, send up status updates, send. The one thing that I hear, because I talk to a lot of people who hire VAs, right? Who hire freelancers. And the one of the most common complaints is that like I hired them and then I just feel like I never hear from them. I don't know what they're working on. And I think that we feel like, oh, I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to be like too much, but your client will let you know if you're over communicating. I've literally never heard someone say like, oh my gosh, my VA is just so annoying. They over communicate to me all the time, right? Like it's always the opposite. So I would just say kind of, near on the line of over communication than under communication. And so a really great thing that you can do is sending those weekly Toggle reports, the time tracking Toggle, so you can show them, hey, here's what got done this past week. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So, oh, this is awesome. Another good resource is the SBDC, Small Business Development Center in your state. It's a great resource to help you set up your business. They helped you set up your Wave apps. That's so great. So good. Um, Awesome. Yes. And there's always a replay of our videos. If you are interested in a replay of this or any of the videos that we have, you can just head over to our YouTube channel, thevirtualsavvy.com/YouTube. We have all of our previous live streams, including this one, will be held there. So you can watch this and you can go back and watch all the others. I mean, we've been doing these Tuesday live streams for years now. So there's a lot of content there. Awesome. So good. Time management tool for those who bill by the hour. Again, I would suggest that Toggle. I didn't put that on my list, but I totally should have. Let me share my screen with you guys real quick and show you Toggle. So it's toggl.com. And yeah, it's literally you can set time tracking and then you can categorize it. So once it's categorized, you can actually see where your different hours went. You can make them billable or non-billable hours. Even though I'm not doing like hourly work anymore and not time tracking based off of hourly work, we still use Toggle to just do time studies. So I will just, for a personal thing, every quarter or so just do a time tracking where I just like, where is my time going? Right. And it's always so eye-opening. I hate it. My team hates it. Like we hate doing a week of time study, but man, every single time we're like, oh, we're glad we did it. Like it was so good. Right. So Toggle, again, it's a really, really great tool for time tracking. Hit the like button. This stuff is gold. You guys are awesome. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much again. I always love hanging out with you. I hope that you've got a productive week ahead of you planned. And again, if you want the recap of this video, as well as access to all of the other live trainings that we've done, make sure that you check out the YouTube channel. All right, guys, thank you again. And I can't wait to see you next week.